Hello Year 5, welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to be looking at composing sentences that use adverbs of possibilities. Now before we start, you might want to grab your copy of all the pictures of the book. I have included the pictures on the screen, but should you not be able to see them very clearly, you might want a copy of the book to hand. So here is one of the opening pictures, and I would like you to consider this question. Why do you think the author has chosen to split this picture into three rather than using one main picture? And what I would like you to consider is the differences of what changes in each of those pictures. So pause the video and just jot down your ideas of why you think the author has chosen to do this. Okay, what I would like you to do now that you've had a think is I would like you to create some sentences, and I would like you to create some sentences using these words on the screen. So we have certainly, surely, definitely, perhaps, possibly, maybe, and probably. I would like you to try and create up some sentences to describe what's happening in these pictures or what might be going through the frog's head using these words to help you. Okay, if you need a bit of an idea to help you, here are some additional sentences for you to have a think about. Perhaps this happens every week on Tuesday evenings. Maybe the frogs are shocked by what they're witnessing. The frog is probably annoyed that this is happening. And surely he is imagining all of this. So if you got a little bit stuck and these ideas help you, pause the video and go back and see if you can have a go at the task. Okay, so let's have a look at what an adverb actually is. So an adverb can tell you more about a verb, okay? So usually an adverb is the adjective that is used to describe the verb. So some adverbs tell us how certain we are about the verb. For example, I can probably go to the cinema tomorrow. It will possibly rain at playtime. You will definitely feel cold without a coat. So these adverbs are useful for talking about the future or when we are speculating about something, whether something is going to happen or not. Now, we can order these adverbs by possibility and certainty, so how likely it is going to happen and how likely it isn't going to happen. So here are our adverbs, okay? What I would like you to do is I would like you to put these in an order. So here is a little bar to help you. So what I would like to do is pause the screen. You can draw a line across your piece of paper with less certain and certain at both ends. And I would like you to write these words along that graph of where you think they might be based on the possibility or their certainty. Okay, so I had a go at this as well. So let's see if we came up with the same answers. So perhaps is probably one of the least certain adverbs on that list because this is one of those things where it could happen or it couldn't happen. We could have maybe and possibly, so we're leaning more towards a slight idea that it's going to happen. Now probably is almost just a bit more than less certain but not quite certain enough, so it's very likely that it could happen. Surely something's going to happen means there's a strong possibility that it's going to happen. And definitely and certainly are 100% the case that there is going to happen, okay? So have a look at your list and see whether you agree with this ordering or whether you might have put something in a slightly different place. So adverbs of possibilities usually go before the main verb. Now we know that a verb is a doing word. So you certainly need money for the bus. So need is our verb, so our adverb goes before. We will definitely surprise Jo with her present. Some adverbs of possibility can go at the beginning of the sentence, and we've looked at this before when we've looked at our fronted adverbials. So maybe you will win the race. However, it's important to remember our punctuation of we need our comma. Perhaps it will be warmer tomorrow. So those adverbs will modify the whole clause. We've now used it as a fronted adverbial, so it becomes the start of our sentence. Now here are our adverbs of possibility that we've already looked at in the last few slides. So I will never find my keys. I will possibly visit Australia when I am older. They surely brought their kit. She is probably playing computer games, like I'm hoping most of you are not doing all day at home. We definitely love holidays. Now what I would like you to do is I would like you to rewrite these sentences, but I would like you to pick a different adverb of possibility and just notice the change in your sentence and what the meaning of your sentence has become. So swap around your adverbs to see the effect on your sentences. So have a go at writing all 5 sentences and swap it out for a different adverb. So let's test your knowledge to see if you were paying attention then. So which one of this sentence tells us that it's the most certain, so the most likely to happen? Is it maybe we will win? Is it perhaps we will win? Or is it surely we will win? Pause the video, pick your answer. Okay, let's see if you all got it correct. The answer is, yeah, so surely we will win. So surely is going to be our most certain adverb that we can use for that sentence. So moving on to our part of the lesson that I would like you to do today. So here is a picture that has come from the book. So this is at the beginning of the book. So here we have our frogs, we have our turtle, and we have our fish. So these are going to be the 3 main parts of this picture that we are going to concentrate on for your task today. What I would like you to consider are these questions, and I'll explain to you what I would like you to do. So the first question I would like you to consider is, what do you think the frogs might be thinking? So if they could speak, what might they be saying? How do you think the turtle feels? And if he could speak, what might the turtle say? What do you think the fish are also thinking about? And if any of them could speak, what do you think they might say? And if you only had this picture, what might you think had happened before? And what do you think was going to happen next? So what I would like to do for each of those parts of those questions is I would like you to write down some sentences. But in your sentences, you need to include the adverbs of possibility that we have been looking at in this PowerPoint. So here are your adverbs at the bottom. So what I would like to do is I would like you to go back and I would like you to write some sentences using those adverbs that you can see at the bottom. Now you might not be able to see one of the words hidden behind my face if my face is hidden in the bottom right hand corner, but the missing word, if you've spotted it, is probably. Okay, so don't forget that word that might be hiding behind my webcam at the bottom of the page. So go back, pause the video, and I would like you to write some sentences that answer each of those questions on the slide, but you must remember to use an appropriate adverb of possibility within your sentences. So just to finish off the lesson, what I would like you to do for our next lesson, because I'm going to test you on this tomorrow, is I would like to have a practice of these spelling words. We know how to do the look, cover, write and check method. So I'd like to have a go at looking at these words and see if you can have a go at practicing your spellings for them, because we're going to be using them potentially in our next 2 lessons. So we have our original words of certainly, surely, definitely, perhaps, possibly, maybe and probably. And for any of you that would like to challenge yourself and potentially go back and add some additional sentences onto your task beforehand, here are some challenge words I would like you to have a go at spelling as well. So the first one is plausibly. So this is whether something is plausible, whether it's believable or not, or most likely to have happened. Presumably, okay, so this is where we assume something, so we have almost a preconceived idea as to whether something is going to happen. And then we have the word feasibly. So feasibly looks at whether something is likely to be able to be happening or not. So if something is feasible, it means it's accessible, something that we can do quite easily. So those are the 3 words that are challenge words for anyone that wants to challenge themselves. And tomorrow, at the beginning of our lesson, so you've got 24 hours to see if you can learn some of these spellings. So I'm going to do a very quick spelling test to see if you've been able to do them. Okay, so if you would like to challenge yourself, go back to the task on the slide before and see if you can add some additional sentences using those challenge words. If not, now that you've finished, I'd like to have a go at practicing those spelling words. If you're sat with someone at school, maybe you can test each other. If you're sat at home with a parent or guardian or a brother and sister that might be looking a little bit bored, maybe you can rope them into a spelling test or a competition as well. And we'll see how well you get on with those spellings tomorrow. Okay, good luck, Year 5.